Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's so good to see you all. And I'm Joan, and this is the first time chairing the service today, so I'm giving you all an opportunity to practice compassion. Okay, let us start with our sutra. Today is Jusei on page 23.
please join me once more in Gassho. Please put your hands together. Namanda, 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 Namanda.
Will everyone please rise for the reading of the three treasures, if you're able. That's on page 3. Fortunate is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? Let us reverently take refuge in the 3 treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken within us our highest aspiration. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord, in a life of harmony, in a spirit of universal brotherhood, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Now we will sing the most beautiful gatha I think that was ever written, Saya, on page 163. Thank you. That was beautiful. You may all be seated. And now we will hear a message from Reverend Cindy. Thank you.
Can I have everyone please join me in Gassho? Please put your hands together or bow your head in reverence, please. The Buddha said to Maitreya, if there are persons who, having heard the name of that Buddha, leap and dance with joy and are mindful of the Buddha even once, know that they receive the great benefit. That is, they acquire the unexcelled virtues. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm going to put this on because I'm going to start doing what I promised again to do. for my, what's it called? New Year's resolution. I know the term. I remember English. But while I'm coming down, I just wanted to hope that everyone had a wonderful week and that I am happy that people were able to make it out today. I know it wasn't bad weather per se, but it is cold weather today, so I am happy everyone was able to make it today. And just for your information, want you to all be very careful this week, because heard that it may snow this week, so please be careful this week. If it doesn't snow, it might be icy out, so please be careful this week. Want to make sure that we're also able to come together in the future so that we can enjoy the Dharma together. But today, I wanted to say, because I didn't get to say this, is Happy Lunar New Year. I forgot to say that last year. Happy Lunar New Year. Happy Year of the Rabbit. So congratulations to all the years of the rabbit. I assume you'll get good luck this year. So don't go rushing out to the casinos just yet, because it doesn't guarantee luck the entire, there's still good days and bad days apparently. I do not understand the luck in both Chinese and Japanese culture. There's good days and bad days. So I don't know, but happy year of the rabbit. Hope you have a wonderful year. But partially the reason why I brought this up is because I want to talk a little bit today about Maitreya Bodhisattva. So today I read a small section from the last part of the larger sutra, which is one of the 3 Pure Land Sutras we in Jodo Shinshu use as the basis of our teachings. And in the larger sutra, at least the latter part of the larger sutra, Shakyamuni Buddha, while he's preaching about Amida Buddha's land of bliss, Amida Buddha, he actually turns his to the originally he's talking to I believe it's Ananda, one of his disciples, and everyone else who's hearing it. But then he turns and talks directly to Maitreya Bodhisattva, who is technically in Tusha heavens right now. Maitreya Bodhisattva, Miroku Bosatsu, is technically going to be the next Buddha in this world. So there was Shakyamuni Buddha, who lived 2,500 years ago. And Maitreya Bodhisattva is going to be the next Buddha after that. Unfortunately, it's going to take many, many years for Maitreya Bodhisattva to become a Buddha. So unfortunately, it won't be during our lifetime. At least I assume not. And according to Buddhist lore. But basically, Shakyamuni Buddha instructs Maitreya Bodhisattva that Amida Buddha's Pure Land is the land for those who aren't able to achieve enlightenment during this lifetime. Meaning that they have tried and tried their best to achieve enlightenment through hard practices usually, but they're not able to. So thus, Shakyamuni Buddha instructs that everybody who can't become enlightened during this time to think upon Amida Buddha at least once and wish to be born in their land, then they are given that benefit of being born into Amida Buddha's Pure Land and achieving great enlightenment. Now this is a lot of hard stuff, so I wanted to read this a little bit more, guess you could say down to earth. And again, I talked about, said a little bit about Lunar New Year, and I have to say that usually around this time, though my family doesn't necessarily celebrate Lunar New Year, usually around this time we do go to Chinese restaurants. At least I did when I was young. And so I enjoy Chinese restaurants because it reminds me of my family. It reminds me of, a kind of nice atmosphere that we could all hang out and maybe steal stuff off of each other's plates, I don't know. But what I remember every single time going to these Chinese restaurants is you see when you walk in that little fat man that always sits near the registers, right? That little, like, right? The little fat man that they have there. And technically, again, this is Chinese culture, and I understand that. So a lot of people call it like fat man or laughing Buddha, etc. And technically, it is, because it is supposed to be a god of fortune. It's supposed to take in the fortune for that establishment so that they could make money, right? It is a sign of good luck. Now, why I brought this, sorry, I don't have an actual item here. I know I'm gesturing towards here, but I don't have an actual laughing Buddha right next to me. But I'm bringing this up because technically, in Chan Buddhism, which is Chinese Buddhism, technically that laughing Buddha can be seen as Maitreya Bodhisattva. So isn't that interesting? Maitreya Bodhisattva hangs out at all the Chinese restaurants. But this actually goes a little bit more into a local lord, well, I shouldn't say local because it's not local here, Chinese lord, that there was a man in China who identified as a Chinese Buddhist priest or monk, and he identified himself as an incarnation of Maitreya Bodhisattva. So he believed that he was Maitreya Bodhisattva coming down for the Tusha heavens and residing in the human world for a time. I cannot say that he was Maitreya Bodhisattva, never met him. I do not want to look down on other schools of Buddhism because they're as valid as Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. But it is interesting to know that this idea, oh no. Don't worry, I'll go back up there.
Come over here.
Oh, thank you, Joan. Better idea. See, Joan has the best ideas. But so what did I say? So Bodhisattva Maitreya, or at least this person who identified as Bodhisattva Maitreya, somehow became combined with this idea of good luck and fortune for people. I don't know how it became to be. I'm pretty sure there's a whole history about that. I don't want to get into all that right now. But what I wanted to say is that it is interesting that other forms of Buddhism have come into cultures that are shared with us today. And it is very nice that we're able to encounter these other schools of Buddhism. Again, not saying that Chan Buddhism is not the way you should go. If you want to go that way, you can. It's like that Chan Buddhism, it does encourage you to go out to the mountains and study really hard and abandon all your friends and family. If you want to go that route, I'm not saying you. I'm not saying don't. If you feel the ambition to, you can. But I have found that I cannot do that. And I think it's a lovely aspect of, again, our American culture about interacting with other types of cultures. How we're able to also here in America celebrate Lunar New Year with other people, with people who aren't a part of the culture. How we're able to interact with other people who identify as somebody different from us. And this is a kind of somehow tied to Shakyamuni Buddha, Maitreya Bodhisattva, and Amida Buddha. Because they are Buddhas, they are Bodhisattvas, they understand that we all come from different causes and conditions, reasons why we have met with each other, each have touched each other, by even just being in this room today, or being online for those who are online. It is very important for us to remember that we do not live independent of ourselves, and that these Buddhist ideals are here in America today, even though we don't initially see it. So it is always interesting how Pure Land Buddhism has come back into our lives, even without us knowing about it. And how, though we don't talk about Maitreya Bodhisattva too often, how they are also a symbol for us to try our best to become enlightened. And because they haven't become Bodhisattva yet, Buddha yet, I'm sorry, Maitreya Bodhisattva also encourages us to say Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha, because that is what Shakyamuni Buddha also encouraged Maitreya Bodhisattva to do, because Amida Buddha is the Buddha for those who aren't able to become enlightened today, today, this lifetime, and thus for everyone who just thinks upon Amida Buddha once. It is good enough for Amida Buddha to embrace you and for you to become enlightened in the Pure Land. I know that's a lot to take in. And so I would like to end it here and have us put our hands together in Basho as we think upon the words of Shakyamuni Buddha and the infinite wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you, Reverend Cindy, for those good words as we all move along this path together. And it's nice to know that we can stop at a Chinese restaurant on the way. And now, if you're let's see, what do we? Okay, rise if you're able, and we will sing Odoku-san on page 153. It was just a test. An encore. That was absolutely beautiful. I told you it was my favorite. But you know what? Let's follow that up with Odoku-san on page 153.
How was it so?
It was so lovely. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
please turn to page 8 for the Daily Creed of Jodo Shinshu. Realizing enlightenment is assured and reciting the Nibutsu, I shall live my life cheerfully and positively, understanding the oneness of life and cultivating self-reflection. I shall diligently attend to my life's tasks in gratitude. Recognizing the Dharma path, I shall spread the teachings of the Buddha. Appreciating the Buddha Dharma, I shall respect and help others, working for the good of society. Okay, please be seated. And do we have any first-time guests here? Second-time guests? I'm glad you're all here. Thank you. Okay, and are there any announcements? Don has something to say.
Oh dear.
Need a microphone, Don?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Hello, just wanted to remind everybody that after services next Sunday, we're going to have our first gathering of ukulele players since before COVID. And everyone's invited, even if you just wanted to come and observe. It will be a very unintimidating gathering. And for any of those that have toyed with ukulele before, we are limiting this gathering to 3 chords. They are easy. 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 1 finger. And with those 3 little chords, you can play hundreds of different songs. The couple of songs that my wife has picked to work on next week will only have those 3 chords in it, very easy. So we invite any and all to join us, again, beginners, curious people, and we'll probably have 2 or 3 extra ukuleles that if you want to give it a try, you don't have to obligate yourself to go out and recruit one. You are more than welcome to use the ones that we'll bring in. So with that, 3 chords.
Okay, Roger, try following that.
This is much more exciting. We are going to have our 6th group discussion after service, and it'll be just a further drill down into breaking down the basic tenets and going down to Four Noble Truths, and maybe even start the Eightfold Path. So everybody's welcome. Thank you.
So, I have a couple of announcements. One is that Seattle Between is head couple here in the Northwest. Seattle Between is having a Buddhist speaker series, and one of their first speakers is Reverend Yuta Furumoto from the Senshin Buddhist Temple, which is down in Southern California, right next to USC. And Furumoto Sensei will be talking today on Thursday, February 9th at 7 p.m. And the topic is Nirvana, because next month on February 15th, if I have my dates right, is Nirvana Day, the day that we observe that Shakyamuni Buddha passed away and entered Parinirvana. And so if you are interested, I have the QR code, and or you can take a picture of this. And reminder, Thursday, February 9th, from 7 to 8 p.m. Discussion may go a little long. Furumoto Sensei is a wonderful speaker, and I highly encourage you to attend if you are able to. Thursday night, February 9th, from 7 to 8, topic is Nirvana. Secondly, I have been thinking, actually a lot of us have been thinking in the Buddhist committee, that we should hold a control workshop. So the control is the bell that you hear being rung at the beginning of service, signifying that we are starting service. And so we have decided that we'll hold a workshop for those who would like to learn and possibly able to do on for upcoming Sunday services. So after service, please come up to if once we get enough people, I'll email everyone email everybody when we're going to have our first control workshop. Right now, there's no date set, but if we have a lot of interest, then we will hold it as soon as we can. If you already know how to learn being control, you're also welcome to come again as a refresher, because I think it's really nice if we're able to have a few people able to be able to help let everyone know when service starts. So please see me after service if you would like to join that control workshop. Thank you. And I also want to say, for the first time, Joe is doing a wonderful job. So thank you so much, Joe.
Very kind, very kind. Please come up to Oshoko if you haven't already done so. Thank you for attending today's service. And let's end with a gratitude meditation that really means a lot. My life is not only my life, but also the life of others' sacrifice, kindness, thoughtfulness, and patience. I am grateful. Thank you. Drive carefully and stay for the little gathering afterwards. It'll be good.